Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. About yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Would you introduce yourself to my audience?
No problem. My name is Adam Couchy. I'm 24 years old. I just moved from Ohio to Connecticut. I started off in Ohio. I went to an automotive school through high school. I did collision work and a little bit of automotive, tweaking motors. After that, I went to Wildtech in Blairsville, Pennsylvania, and I was accepted into the Audi Academy in Phoenix, Arizona. Persisted to work with Audi for now the past 5 years, and now I'm at Audi of Greenwich, enjoying myself fully.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for just shy of 2 years now.
Okay. And when I had described this new model of technical school to you when we had met before, what was your first reaction?
Excitement. It'd be great to see these kids do something. Most people, like kids like me, we didn't get along with social studies. We didn't get good grades and some science classes. All that stuff, it never phased us. We work with our hands. That's what we do. I think it helped a lot of kids out, through high school and developing new products. It'd be great for them. I was excited to hear about it.
If you had graduated from this school, how might your life be different now? What do you think?
I could have got into another career field. It depends. There's a lot of different routes you can go on. I would say, I could have ended up going to school, further into being an engineer to design something, or I could have stayed with it and been at the automotive program. With the school, it actually lead you to a bunch of different career paths, and I think it'd be great for the kids.
If you had to tell folks why you are enthusiastic about this school, Adam, could you name 3 reasons and briefly explain why they are important to you?
Yeah, 3 reasons. I'd say because it's 100% hands-on. The fact that the curriculum or the academics are hidden in between it. The fact that you're not sitting down in a classroom all day learning, being information forced down your throat. It's up to you to learn the information. And I'd say it gives you a broad range. You can really go from this school to go anywhere. I wish I had the opportunity to go to this school myself. Just the career paths down the road after this would be endless for you.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you stepping out of your day like this to talk to us.
Not a problem. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Hi. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Would you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Sure. Good afternoon. My name is David Delaney, and I'm the Director of Service Operations at New Country Audi in Greenwich, Connecticut. I oversee the parts and service departments. I've currently 24 technicians and a total of about 42 employees that answer directly to me. The group I work for owns on the East Coast 31 different franchises under 21 roofs, and we are currently considered the largest Audi dealer in North America.
That's a pretty big set of responsibilities and locations in terms of employees. So it really is important to me to ask you, since you and I have discussed this new model for technical education, why does this school model appeal to you as an adult?
Well, the mobility and transportation model that you described to me in the past, I think it leaves the imagination open for most young men that are coming out of grade school and middle school, and it's more than just an automotive training course, but a course that can let them express themselves and grow with a lot of different revenue avenues of business besides just automotive repair.
And would this school model appeal to you as a kid? And why do you give me the answer you're going to give me?
It would appeal to me because I, and a lot of young men that work for me over the years, when I was 10 or 12, my dream was to build a robot in my basement. I started taking lawnmowers apart at 12 years old and hair dryers because it was something that I could get immediate satisfaction. Your model that you've described kind of goes in a lot of different directions that would expand it, and it would get my curiosity going strong enough, almost like adrenaline, that I'd want to learn more because you're offering so many opportunities in one door.
And when you think about that from having been in the academic environment that you were, how does that relate to the kind of learning environment that the new model represents?
Well, the old way of teaching, I guess, was one way. There was only one way that you could teach it, and if a child in the class didn't really understand it, there were a lot of children left behind. And this seemed to be a problem in all of my years of school. I've talked to adult males that have worked for me over the last 10 years, and they all agreed that, you know, a lot of things in school went in a direction and no one was willing to stop and explain it maybe 2 or 3 other ways. So I learned sometimes from mistakes, but from others, and I felt the normal academic schedule that they've had on your standard school doesn't go outside the norm.
When we think about the output from a school like this, with such a novel approach to technical education, would you consider hiring a graduate from this school upon graduation? And what would be your reasons for that hire?
Well, we would evaluate what kind of experience, what kind of knowledge the student had, of course, discipline and starting times and history of what he's done, but I think he'd be much more aware of different opportunities and the growing automotive business these days. This isn't just a little 4-cylinder engine, but it's electronics, it's carbon fiber. There's 20 to 25 control units, so if he was interested in the electronic side of it, we could push him more in that direction. Transmissions have electronics in them, and as I say, we're using wireless systems in cars right now that you might have a student coming out that has more of an interest in the audio side, and it's big enough right now that I could put him into an apprenticeship. We generally start apprenticeships and do 120 days. With the first 30 days he's at one pay rate, and there's an incentive for what he produces. He works with an A-Master Tech directly with one guy for 120 days, and in all cases, when we took a top student out after 120 days, they became very successful in the first year. I have 25 years of managing dealers, and I've done this apprentice program for probably 7 to 10, where I've taken young technicians out of technical school, made them into A-Master Techs, where they've moved on to either the top of the shop as the best tech, or a shop foreman, or in a few cases service writers and managers.
And if that he were a she, would you still be as inclined to accept them?
100%, without a doubt. I have no qualms over it. It's just somebody's ability, talent, and interest in getting a job done.
I'm sorry, I just had to ask you that question.
No
Dave.
problem.
I'm sorry. If you had graduated from this new kind of school for technical education, how might your path and career be different?
I may have gone into a different direction if I had a few more opportunities. I'm very happy with what I do in the company I work for right now, but my imagination could have run wild with a few different opportunities, and not necessarily just cars, but the fact that it's transportation and mobility. Maybe I'd be working in Nassau right now.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
No problem. It was a pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you.